the art, the code. We put this show on the road. The Vatican getting exposed. You better stay on your toes. Repo, tilling the land, focus on the eco. Open my heart, let go of the ego. Ran out the grind, I'm stacking up these C-notes. Facts, facts. Fuck it, we gon' put this shit on our back. Facts. Found out the hacks, put it in the racks. Facts.
Let's go.
Fuck it, we gon' put this shit on our back. Facts, facts. We in city, pull up what we had. Facts.
And that's facts though, talk factos. That's J Babe, I go Astro. Floating focused on my cash flow. We plant star seeds to make the grass grow. I'm a refuter, I do what I wanna. Stacking the winter, bathing the summer. My chakras aligning, I shock 'em like Blanco. Only Pope we acknowledge a nigga is Pablo.
At these events, I'm a god to my people. Got out the streets, yeah, we dodging a Rico. Game of roulette, I'm a casino. The game wasn't fair, yeah, the odds wasn't equal. Squad got the Chico, my squad got the Chico. Game in a drought, yeah, they starving the people. Blaming and doubt, make it harder to eat, yo. Not a placebo, this not a placebo.
The food, the art, the clothes. We put this show on the road. The Vatican getting exposed. You better stay on your toes. Repo, tilling the land, focus on the eco. Open my heart, let go of the ego. Ran out the grind, I'm stacking up these C-notes. Facts, facts. Fuck it, we gon' put this shit on our back. Facts, facts. Found out the hacks, put it in the racks. Facts, facts. Fuck it, we gon' put this shit on our back. Facts, facts. We in your city, pull up what we had. Facts, facts.
Started in Richmond, art of my district. Heart of the mystics, art for biscuits. Father the isfits, martyr the misfits. God is my witness, God on my hate list. Moving the weight, we started with fitness. Moving with State Street, art of the richest. Give me the blues, my heart is in Memphis. It's part of adventure, started my venture. The F is for food, the A is for art. The C is for clothes, I'm playing my part. T is for check, I'm playing it smart. S is for shelter, I stay in the park. Acres on acres, get lost in the dark. We playing a part, we playing it smart. Facts, facts, okay.
The food, the art, the clothes. We put this show on the road. The Vatican getting exposed. You better stay on your toes. Repo, tilling the land, focus on the eco. Open my heart, let go of the ego. Ran out the grind, I'm stacking up these C-notes. Facts, facts. Fuck it, we gon' put this shit on our back. Facts, facts. Found out the hacks, put it in the racks. Facts, facts. Fuck it, we gon' put this shit on our back. Facts, facts. We in your city, pull up what we had. Facts,
It's a movie, a movie.
You.
Vatican getting exposed. You better stay on your toes. Repo, tilling the land, focus on the eco. Open my heart, let go of the ego. Ran out the grind, I'm stacking up these C-notes. Facts, facts. Fuck it, we gon' put this shit on our back. Facts, facts. Found out the hacks, put it in the racks. Facts, facts. Fuck it, we gon' put this shit on our back. Facts, facts. We in your city, pull up what we had. Facts, facts.
And that's facts though, I talk factos. That's J Babe, I go Astro.
At these events, I'm a god to my people. Got out the streets, yeah, we dodging a Rico. Game of roulette, I'm a casino. The game wasn't fair, yeah, the odds wasn't equal. Squad got the Chico, my squad got the Chico. Game in a drought, yeah, they starving the people. Blaming and doubt, make it harder to eat, yo. Not a placebo, this not a placebo.
The food, the art, the clothes. We put this show on the road. The Vatican getting exposed. You better stay on your toes. Repo, tilling the land, focus on the eco. Open my heart, let go of the ego. Ran out the grind, I'm stacking up these C-notes. Facts, facts. Fuck it, we gon' put this shit on our back. Facts, facts. Found out the hacks, put it in the racks.
Seeking to raise your vibration. Are you seeking to raise your vibration? Are you seeking to no longer drift, but move gently towards your goal? Billy Carson and myself will be presenting sacred information about finances, how to be wealthy, how to be healthy, be wise. Many people have been asking, what is God power? God power is when you are now co-creating your life. You're living life on purpose. You're not waiting for things to happen. You're making things happen. You're letting go of the past, letting go of the things that were holding you back, letting go of the things that were heavy in your life, and raising your vibration and taking everything you have and moving it towards a destination. You are a winner. You were born a winner. It's time to tap into the winning circle. Become the winner's circle. You are the champion. All you need is the blueprint for the God power that's already in you.
Peace to you and yours. Peace to you and yours. Peace to you and yours. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Welcome to another episode of Melanin Mondays, episode 221, featuring Red Pillar. Winter is here. All right. Give me 1 minute, y'all. I will be with you in 1 second. Okay. Give me 1 minute. Here we go. Yes, I'm here. Peace, y'all. Peace, love, and light. Once again, pardon me for the slowness on the damn computer, but today is the day that we're gonna take care of that. You know what I mean? We're gonna take care of it. We're gonna have to replace this hardware. As you can see, this shit is too slow, man. I'm going into the winter on a new energy, man. We not finna go into this winter solstice with this same situation with this slow ass computer on God. All right. But first and foremost, peace to everybody in the building. Greetings. Merry Mondays to everybody. Happy Mondays to everybody. Welcome to Melanin Mondays. But of course, episode 221, featuring your good brother Red Pillar. I am in the building live and direct. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Let the family come into the building. Let y'all come in one by one. I'm gonna go ahead and let y'all file in, and then we're gonna go ahead and do the roll call. Before we get to that, let's do another commercial real quick. All right, let's tap into another commercial, and then we'll get to the roll call. Peace.
I ain't your motherfucking stepchild. It's time to chop off the foot that's on my neck now and climb up to that head. Decapitate the brain of the system, and that system dead. I ain't checking who on code, cause if you feel like I feel, the nigga, it's a goal. Everybody wanna be black, till it's time to be black. Not black like the color, but how we fight back. Not black like the skin, but how we uprise.
Yes. Shout out to my good brother Jeff Stone. All right. Go and check that good brother out. He is on iTunes. The album is called Go and Get It. Go and get it. All right. We got to support our own. You know what I'm talking about? We got to support our own, because if we don't support our own, then who going to support them? Who going to support them? Answer me that. Riddle me that. All right. Let's do the roll call. We got Harlem in the building. Shout out to Harlem in the mother effing building. We got Tallahassee, Florida in the building. Shout out to Tallahassee, Florida. Okay. Florida. We got Brooklyn in the building. You know what I'm talking about? We got New Orleans in the building. Shout out to New Orleans. We got California in the mother. All right. Brooklyn is definitely everywhere. I seen a video. Niggas was in Alaska and they was like, where Brooklyn at? And it was a shaky ass cold hand that went up. I'm like, damn, Brooklyn niggas, they deport themselves everywhere. Charlotte, all right, Charlotte in the building. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, Fort Worth in the building. You know what I'm talking about? Elizabeth City, NC in the building. 305 in the building. Tacoma in the building. DMV, Kansas City, Brownsville in the building. Delaware in the building. Bridge City in the building. Sanford in the building. Spartansburg in the building. Palm Beach in the building. Hey, for my nigga in Brownsville, is that Brownsville, Brooklyn, or is that Brownsville, Florida, like Miami? Because there's a few Brownsville. Is that Brownsville, Texas? You gotta let it be known. Are you the real Brownsville? Never ran, never will. Let me know if you really from Brownsville, Brooklyn. Norfolk in the building, Houston, Texas in the building. All right, Trenton, New Jersey in the building, Dago in the building, Denver in the building, PG up in his thing. You know I'm talking about? Detroit 7 Mile up in this, yeah. Yeah, new Black Wall Street market is up in this thing. If you in Atlanta, woo, new Black Wall Street, the new Black Wall Street, make you want to smack your mama. If you are in Georgia, I need y'all to come and pull up to the new Black Wall Street. We actually have a store in inside of the new Black Wall Street with all of the fly drip that you can imagine. All right. Shout out to my good brother Jefferson Athletics. You know, when you see us dripped out in that athletics, you already know what it is. You can find that at the new Black Wall Street. We also got Kings County up in that biatch. You know what I'm talking about? On top of some other things. So definitely pull up. You know what I mean? I had to play that old school shit because when you go up in there, you're gonna see them old school players. You know what I'm saying? Them old school players. The niggas that ride the motorcycles, the shits that you could sit down, you know, your uncle and them and whatnot. They got the booming system in the back. Okay, you from Brownsville, Brooklyn, the hill that's real. That's right. MOP in this bitch. Yo, I heard that the motherfucking preacher that got locked up, you know what I mean? Preacher Polite. I heard that he from Brownsville. Is that right or nah? Is that cap or nah? Let me know. Is that preacher nigga? What's his name? Bishop Lamont. Bishop Lamont, is he from Brownsville? Because he definitely giving me Brownsville energy with his shiestiness. Let me know. Let me know. West side of Vegas. All right. Okay, you on Prospect Place in Saratoga. I was over there. I was living over there right on Winthrop, and what was that? Right off of Kings Highway. I think it was Rockaway. Yeah, I was on Winthrop and Rockaway. Yeah, Whitehead. Bishop Lamont Whitehead, right? That's our nigga's name. Is he from Brownsville? Let me know. Let me know. I know they booked his ass. Let me know. Oh, Bishop Lamar. Oh, okay. Lamar, like the nigga from BMF, huh? Okay. How fitting. How fitting. You giving me Applejack vibes. I don't even know what the fuck that means, but I am from the Big Apple. They call it the Rotten Apple. You know what I'm talking about? I do hail from Flatbush, Brooklyn, and whatnot. You know what I mean? I'm not afraid to rep my city. You know what I'm saying? I'm not afraid to rep my borough. You know, I tell people all the time, I was born in the Bronx, moved to Brooklyn, and then I got my consciousness or my culture for that matter. I always was conscious to a degree, but I received a level of culturation in Harlem. Okay. Shout out to my Harlem familia and whatnot. But you know, I was able to encompass all of the boroughs and pick up something from everywhere from each. So I don't borough set trip. I don't be borough tripping and whatnot. You know, what do they call that? Yeah, I don't be set tripping on the boroughs. I represent because you know Brooklyn niggas don't talk favorably about the Bronx, vice versa, Harlem. But I rep the whole 5 boroughs. You know what I mean? We got jokes for Queens and shit like that, but they do contribute a few things to the culture. You know what I mean? We not gonna completely hate on them, but you know, shout out to Queens. You dig? He said that I sound like I'm lit up on some high pro glow sticks. I don't even know what the high what is a high pro glow stick. I must not have been outside when you niggas made that vernacular up. Because what is, please enlighten me. What the fuck is a high pro glow stick? That's some new shit to me. I hope it ain't what I think it is. You know what I'm talking about? I hope it ain't. I hope it ain't what I think it is. But we here early. This is the early. This is the second shift type shit. I'm usually on the midnight squad. You know what I mean? I usually do the graveyard shift and whatnot. I deal with niggas on the West Coast where it's early to them, but it's like midnight where I'm at. But today we are here on a good Monday. It is not late. It is a good hour. It's just what is known as prime time. You know what I'm talking about? So it's only fitting that we're here, with the family, and we're going to talk about a few things that are going on. It's always something going on and shit. You know what I mean? There's always things going on. We're going to chop up some game and, make a few announcements and shit like that. And, we're going to touch on a few things and then we're going to keep it moving. And there's a fundraiser tonight that we're going to be doing. We're going to be fundraising for this Mac. I don't celebrate the Christmas holidays, although I do give out gifts and shit, so we're not gonna treat this shit like it's Christmas and whatnot. And I don't damn sure don't do the Hanukkah, and I do Kwanzaa. So I'm stuck between a rock and a hard place. Let's just say that this is a gift giving type of thing. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna match. You know what I mean? We coming up with we're gonna raise about 2 stacks. This is a stack right here, and we're gonna match it with the audience and whatnot. And when we hit 500, we'll start that little thing up. You know what I mean? We're gonna start it up. You know what I'm saying? Because there's this new Macintosh computer that's out there that's gonna help level up what it is that we do over here in Black media. I don't want to, an independent media. I don't even like calling it Black media. Over here where we doing new media, yeah, we're gonna be leveling things up moving into the new fiscal year 2023. Our mission and our vision ultimately is a complete new studio, a small media, of course, and then we'll branch out. But we want to definitely start moving into higher level of the content. You know what I mean? Higher level content, industry standard type of shit. So we're gonna be reaching out to the audience to make that happen. You know what I'm talking about? Because without y'all, with y'all, all things are possible. And without y'all, shit, all things are possible. But god damn it, it's like swimming upstream. You know what I mean? We have the power of community. So we're gonna tap into that. Let's get into a few news items and things of that nature. Let's talk about a few things that are kind of going on in the news and whatnot. Shout out to my Houston, Texas family and shit. Let's get right to that. Let's touch on that. Yeah, you said movie-ish. Yeah, wouldn't y'all like to see this in a whole nother light, podcast type of, I love the intimacy. Let's be clear. I love this one-on-one type of intimacy that this channel, these 2 shows, Melanin Monday and Third Eye Thursdays, provides. I've been doing this type of communication for 200 some odd episodes. I remember going back to early Melanin Mondays. I was broadcasting off the cell phone, my niggas. I was thugging it out. No fancy graphics, no tickers moving on the bottom and shit like that. No sound effects. You know what I mean?
We couldn't change our voice and
shit like that. You know what I mean? Like just regular voice. Just regular voice. We didn't even have the options.
We couldn't turn into robots on you niggas like.
But look at us now. You know what I mean? Like we tapped in. We in a multiverse. I could sound like a villain.
I could sound like your baby mama. Talk back to me.
And shit. We just, you know what I mean? We just playing with the technology. Thank you. I appreciate. Yes. We just taking advantage of the tech. You know what I'm saying? And but as with everything, we always have to improve upon what it is that we out here doing. We always got to improve upon it. It's only right. The information is leveling up. Talk black to me. You know what I mean? The audience is leveling up. Talk black to me. The status, you know what I'm saying? Nigga, stocks is rising. Everything is leveling up going into 2023. So it's only right that we level up the studio. We working on the sound. As you can see, we got the little contraptions and shit like that with the little, we got the little sound. This right here was a group effort. We all got this together. This was a group effort. Shalom and shout out and all of the greetings that I have to give the good family. You know what I mean? We got together and we got this thing a few months ago. Can I do the Don DeMarco? Yeah, we could do the Don DeMarco. We could do a few things, but we're not gonna do that right now. So let's get into the conversation and whatnot. I'm gonna cover a few things. We're not gonna be here for super duper long and shit like that. I actually have a ticket to go and see Avatar 2. Avatar 2. I heard that was a good movie, a good 3 hours, shit like that. I will be tapping in to the mycelium network. For those of y'all that speak a certain type of language, you know what I'm talking about. So I will be going in to see Avatar with the mycelium in my system. When the mycelium's in the system, when the psilocybin's in the system, ain't no telling will I yeah, that part. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna go see some blue people flying around and swimming and shit. So yeah, man, that part. Yeah, going to Mars to see Avatar. It's only right. You know what I'm saying? It's only right. I definitely got to go to another planet in order to see people on another planet. You know what I mean? I can't see that on a super duper sober mind and whatnot. Yeah, Jefferson, we went ahead and we got the tickets, man. You know what I'm saying? I got the phone call today. The tickets is in the mail. Do I have any Hey Rule Kings County hoodies left? Yeah, of course. It's it's whatever you want, we got it. That part. You know what I'm talking about? Whatever you want. Ishmael, how did you like it? You was high on mushrooms and you watched it in 3D. I'm trying to be like, yo, how did you like it? Give me the hood review, my nigga. You know what I'm talking about? Give me the hood review, please. It's not just for me. There's people out there, inquiring minds want to know. You know what I'm talking about? Inquiring minds want to know. I remember when that shit came out, the first one, that was a moment in the community and whatnot. You know what I'm talking about? That was a moment. You know what I mean? Yeah, the first Avatar was the shiznit. That's 2008. That's early. That's 2009s and shit like that. Like that's early consciousness. You know what I mean? That was like the early days, and we was tapped in. Everybody had a fucking breakdown, a decoding on that shit. You definitely doing shrooms and seeing Avatar tomorrow. Aries K, tell me you live in Atlanta, because if you live in Atlanta, I got some people that want to go with you. And if you want to have some company and whatnot, not me, I'm married, but I got some people that they might want to ride out with you. Let me know. Talk black to me. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, the first one was lit. Shit. Niggas was not even woke back then watching motherfucking that shit. That shit was forcing wokeness on people, correct? Wasn't it? It's like going to see the Matrix and you walk out of there saying, yo, that leather that son was wearing was hard body and whatnot. Did you see the scene with the gun? Like if that's all you walked, yo, shorty in a red dress, I would hit that. Like if that's all you walked out of the first Matrix with, my nigga, like, yeah, you need help. You know what I'm talking about? You needed some real intervention to get you on the woke train, my nigga. So Avatar 1 kind of like imposed wokeness on niggas. Like you saw it and you was like, wait a minute, something is going on. And it's a little deeper than what they be teaching me in these critical research theory schools. You know what I mean? It was a little bit deeper. It would force you to be like, there's a message in this thing right here. Like there's something that's going on, like, you know, and it spoke to your consciousness that was somewhat buried and whatnot. It spoke to that latent part of you that already knew what was taking place. Like you already understood what you were watching. You already got it. You was like, I get it. I know. You already decoded it. Your DNA, your cells had already decoded what was taking place. It's just that you had to hear it from somebody else to give you that, you know, I know I wasn't tripping. Shit. You know what I mean? Because I remember going to listen to The Matrix get decoded by Phil Valentine, and that shit blew my mind, bro. I'm talking about, it was like mind blown. But he was hitting on so many things that I knew, but I just didn't have ways to articulate it. So, you know, we still use the movies, we still utilize the movies to achieve our ultimate goal and our ultimate purpose, and that is to wake the people up and to keep them awake. You know what I mean? There's some people out here to get paid handsomely to put you to sleep and to keep you asleep. You feel me? What was the main message of Avatar? You asking me that 12 years later? Let's not do that. Love moves, no disrespect, but we can't, you know. The main message, it was so many main messages. You feel me? But the main message to me, the main message was, you know, nature. It was the war on terror, right? And the war on terror was described by our master teachers as the war on terror, TERRA, which is terra firma, right? So the initial war on terror that many of us were familiar with, who went through the programming or the trauma of 9/11, right? Or the propaganda of 9/11, or the shock and awe of 9/11, and subsequently what came after that, which is the war on terror. It was given to us all the way back then that this was the war on terra firma, right? So some of the things you see, all right. Oh, we starting it early with the cash apps. Okay, that's what I'm talking about. Like I said, I'm waiting till we hit 500, then we gonna do and I'm not getting off of the live until we reach our goal. I'm just focused like that. You feel me? Like we're gonna hit that motherfucking mark. You know what I'm talking about? When we at 500 is we raising 2 racks. So that's what, $2 each, right? No, that's not. I need to go back to, that's $4. Wait, and then we do $5 if we want to get 2,500. Correct? All right, yeah. My bad. You could tell who was in the motherfucking hallways hollering at the skettels and whatnot at the shorties when they had math class. You know what I'm talking about? But it showed us about the war on terra firma. Now, prior to 9/11, from my perspective, we did not see all of the egregious violations that were being done to Mama Earth, right? By corporations and things of that nature, or what they call the powers that be. I refer to them as the powers that they want to be. You know what I mean? I don't call them the powers that be. These are the powers that want to be. They're never the powers that be. The power that be, my nigga, is unseen. You know what I'm talking about? The power that be is the whatever the power to be plucking your fucking card to decide what day you're gonna leave this planet. That to me is the powers that be. The powers that want to be is these motherfuckers that are trying to copy and mimic the power of the almighty, the omnipotent, whatever name you want to attribute to the ancestors and to the one, the source, the force, right? I'll never in my life give a man, let alone a pink man or a pale skinned man or a man who can't even stand in the fucking sun for more than 2 hours, right? He'll never get that type of credit from me. I'm not forfeiting my credit. I'm not forfeiting my power. I'm not forfeiting my birthright. I'm not forfeiting what I know. I've spent too many years learning about who I am and who they're not for me to turn around and be like white supremacy or white or the white man this and they did this. You know, we stay getting on their tail and whatnot. We stay on their heels. We stay on their heels, but it's only to remind me if I knew that if when we got these lessons on a Wednesday that they wasn't programming us to put us back to sleep on a Thursday and back to sleep on a Friday and back to sleep on a Saturday, I wouldn't remind my audience. I wouldn't remind the people about who these people are. But I know that once you knock them down, they come back up with 2 heads and whatnot. You chop off 2 heads, they pop back up with 4 heads and whatnot. You chop 4 heads up, they pop up back with 8 heads and whatnot. What the translation of that means is that they have a lot of their hands in a lot of pots of iniquity and whatnot. So you chop one hand off and 2 other hands will grow in that place. You understand? So we stay on top of these people because they're active. You know what I mean? When you sleeping, they working and whatnot. They active. So even if you wake up on a Friday, they double their power to put your ass to sleep on a Saturday. So we got to stay. That's me personally. I have to remind people of who they're dealing with and what the fuck is going on and some of the slick shit that's going on that these people are trying to pull wool over our eyes and whatnot. We always got to stay on their tails and shit. Am I doing the fast without Kibalon on the 21st? Yeah, respectfully. You know what I'm talking about? So we on a head top. Pause. You know what I'm saying? Like we can't let these motherfuckers continue to do what they do because to be honest with you, this is a war of so many quote unquote it's a war on so many levels, right? But one of the levels where they keep clapping people and whatnot and taking them, and taking their head tops is that this is an intellectual war. You understand? This is an intellectual war. This is intellectual warfare that we're dealing with. We're dealing with a cultural war, right? So the way that they fight their war, we're fighting an information war, right? So the way that they fight their information war is through misinformation or what is known as propaganda. And propaganda and misinformation is coming at us from every single angle, right? Every single angle in which we can turn through the public education system. We're sending our little ones into their institutions for them to lie about who they are, right? Because people don't factor in the fact that they're lying to the children about who they are. They're not just lying to the children about who the children are. They in front of your children, right? And they lying to your children about who they are, right? They will not tell your children, oh, we was chimney cleaners. Oh, my ancestors came from the orphan trains. Oh, we were indentured servants. Yeah, my peoples was picking fucking cotton. You know what I mean? And they had blonde hair, blue eyes, and they were tattered. You understand? They didn't even know that they were completely pale and whatnot. They had so much dirt on them that they were being called tawny and whatnot. They not tawny, my nigga. They just didn't wash. They're not tawny. They're dirty. Talking about. That's not tawny. They just didn't wash, nigga. Underneath all of that, they're pink. So they're not in the public school education system atoning. They're not admitting to who they are. They're not admitting to their faults. Yeah, potato pickers, chimney cleaners. Go and look up chimney cleaners. Go and look up the Irish chimney cleaners. And if there's any Irish or Italians or Slavs in the building, you know what I'm saying? You niggas don't do a good enough job. You know what I mean? It's a few of y'all scattered on TikTok, but y'all don't got enough. Yeah, you need more people, man. You need more people. Y'all watch the show. Y'all stop me in airports and whatnot. But for 2023, y'all need to get on your bike. You know what I'm talking about? You need to get on your motherfucking bike. You need to step this shit up. We're not asking you for anything but to tell the fucking truth. That part. Just tell the truth. Make more TikToks. That shit is effective. That little 1 minute of information y'all be giving out and whatnot. We need more of that. We not marching anymore. You know what I'm talking about? We not holding hands with you niggas. We need the Irish, we need the Italian, and we damn sure need the Polacks, the Slavs, and whatnot to come clean and to tell the motherfucking babies the truth. If you're not telling the babies the truth, then you are open enemy, straight like that. You can't stand next to the truth and not expound on the truth. There's not a lot of truth coming out of their mouths. I watch a lot of podcasts. They not on the podcast giving out the truth. Roof. They'll give you the truth about aliens, and they don't have the truth about aliens. Let's be clear. You know what I'm talking about? It sounds better coming from a Delbert Blair or a Billy Carson and whatnot, or a Bobby Hemmett or a Credo Mutua than it comes from these people. That's all speculation with them. Let's be clear. Stop giving them our fucking energy. Stop giving them the credit when it's not due. They read more than the average person. They have book lists, and some of us may be not privy to it, but they do a good job of regurgitating a lot of shit that's not really theirs. They be biting a lot. You know what I mean? They taking niggas rhyme books, bro. You know what I'm talking about? They taking a lot of rhyme books and whatnot. Do not fall for the okie doke. Don't allow somebody in 2023 to tell you about some shit that they discovered 100 years ago. Like, that's lore, my nigga. They're rocking you to sleep. That shit was discovered thousands of years ago. They just gave it a new name. Okay? They gave it a new name. Similar to how you saw them finagle, right? When they came around with when the Industrial Revolution Part 4 came around. What is the Industrial Revolution Part 4? That's Web 3. That's all of that metaverse shit. That's the motherfucking cryptocurrency and all of that. That's the blockchain. So did you not see how they brought a whole new lexicon to the table, right? What do you mean, Red? What I mean is they went and took shit that already, they went and took shit like Susu and they renamed it crowdfunding, right? They take things that already exist and they give it a new lexicon for their new marketplace or their new reality that they're creating in a consumer environment, because all of these things that they're manifesting is all consumer based. You know what I'm talking about? So their age of enlightenment brought about them redefining terms that were originally Arabic in their essence and whatnot. The language that were being used, Aramaic and shit like that. You know what I'm talking about? And what did they do? They translated it into their native tongue. And we're talking about multiple nation states, what they call the Franks, the Spaniards and whatnot from the Iberian Peninsula, which encompasses, right? It encompasses Spain, Portugal. You know what I mean? All of them teams that you niggas was going crazy for during FIFA. That's a lot of the old world is FIFA. You know what I'm talking about? You niggas was rooting. Oh, I want France to win. How, Sway? I want Argentina to win. How, Sway? Nigga, I heard that they love Hitler in Argentina. I heard that's where's the black people in Argentina? What happened to them? Nobody want to ask that question. I'm not rocking with near one of them. That shit is right next to Brazil. You see how chocolate Brazil is. Where's the chocolate in Argentina? You know what I'm talking about? Go ahead and ask Chat GPT or go and ask Siri or Google, my nigga, what the fuck happened to the melanated people in goddamn Argentina? Okay? They bleached that whole fucking country, bro. You know what I'm talking about? Listen, Brazil is right there, bro, right next to them. And Brazil is chocolate like a MFer. So after the World War II was finished and the Nazis were allegedly defeated and whatnot, a large contingency of them went to Brazil and they went to Argentina. And rumor has it that the Nazis, the top dogs, the top Nazis, big Nazis, was over there in motherfucking Argentina, and they was over there in Brazil doing what the fuck they wanted to do. And then the other ones got shipped over here with what they call Operation Paperclip. But nobody seems to have a problem with that. And that shit is like water under the bridge. But motherfuckers want to complain about people like Ye and whatnot when he says the word Hitler. Oh my goodness, that's in the no, nigga. The majority of Europeans over here is riding on Hitler's coattail. You sooner forget. How did you forget that one? Automatic. Like, if you belong to any one of these quote unquote, you will not replace us. These white nationalist groups in America, nigga, you're Heil Hitler all day. Fuck is you saying? And I'm saying that these niggas, I'm saying they whole team is ass cheeks, because they didn't even come out after the Ye situation where he was talking that Hitler shit. It was crickets. Them niggas was hot in their hands. They didn't even have the testicular fortitude to step out and be like, yeah, we on that time. What's popping? Like, they are so, and you niggas, and these are the same people that get the word supremacy, you know what I mean, attached to them. And I'm like, no, y'all don't know the power of words. You niggas can't beat up somebody that you keep calling supreme. The minute that word white supremacy started flying around, black people start taking mad L's. Jake Paul started knocking you niggas out. Deontay Wilder, to this day, he started getting his shit rocked by Tyson Fury and whatnot. You know what I'm talking about? Niggas was losing their girls to white dudes and fucking Hellcats. Come on now. Come on, man. And a lot of you niggas is young, so you don't even realize what the world was like. Okay, when this shit was really a black planet, it wasn't that long ago. You know what I mean? We talking 80s, early 90s. It was unheard of to see a shorty walking down the street with Jon Snow. What? How, Sway? Especially in New York, nigga. Do you know what happened to us when we watched Angel Heart and Lisa Bonet was getting piped down by the devil, who was being played by Robert De Niro? You know how many niggas hopped off of a project roof because of that, nigga? You know how many hearts were broken? You know how many niggas fell out? Nigga, he was piping Lisa Bonet, nigga. That was a Huxtable. That was the beginning of the end. How many nigga, a black woman would never have the audacity, the caucasity to say some shit like, "Oh, I'm not fucking with these niggas, and I'm going over. I'm living a soft life on the other side, bro." Like, what? How? Like, where? Wait,
Nigga, what? What the fuck? Like, no, nigga, no. You never heard no shit like that.
this some new shit. This shit come along with you niggas with skinny jeans wearing fucking paint, nail polish. It comes before that, but that's all, you know what I mean? That's all a trajectory of the fucking deaf culture. That's all graveyard activity. You know what I'm saying? Because I can't judge what's going on right now because we in the underworld. You know what I mean? It's not just deaf culture. It's deaf culture in the underworld. These niggas are zombies. They have dead. Like, look at some of the pictures of the new rappers. These niggas are little have deads. You know what I'm talking about? These are gremlins, right? This is not. We talking about, we deep in gremlin territory right now. These are zombies, niggas. You know what I'm talking about? Oh, Al Pacino is playing Hitler on Amazon on the Hunters. I've been hearing about that. Who watches The Boys on Amazon? I can't even get into the Hunters, nigga. I was watching The Boys since 2020, and I binged on that shit all over again. It's up to season 3. I'm waiting for season 4 to come, but that's the best show on Amazon. Facts, like, hands down. But I'm gonna tap into the Hunters. I heard about it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just giving some historical context for anybody that's here. Shout out to all of the youngins in the building. But god damn it, what the fuck happened to your OGs and whatnot? God damn, niggas really did not teach the younger generation anything. So I would never, ever question why they be giving niggas the middle fingers and they are completely fed up with our generation. Why they be stunting on the Jay-Z generation? You know what I'm talking about? Because there's a lot of balls that would drop. Pause. There's a lot of balls that got dropped. Pause. Double pause. Pregnant pause. You niggas did not pull your coat the right way. They was sitting around fantasizing, romanticizing all of the gangster movies, all of the fuckery, and not to say that gangster movie, because goddamn it, I would sound real goofy if I were to act like that's not what I indulge in. You know what I'm saying? But I got a healthy balance. You know what I mean? It's homeostasis over here. I'm gonna watch some gangster shit, but now with the eyes that I have, with the lenses that I have, I'm not just watching shit, I'm decoding it first and foremost. I'm looking for the references. I'm looking for things that I could pick up on now because my intelligence has now been heightened because of my research and because of experience and because of just further down the line in what is known as the in life. We're more mature. Understand? The older you get or the younger you get, the more advanced you become. This shit is like aged fine wine, my niggas. You don't get more stupido the older you get. You know what I mean? Unless you are not healthy and whatnot. Unless you're just, unless you're one of them old heads that are just destroying themselves and shit like that, and you're not taking care of yourself and you're deteriorating. But if you're prime, if you're in your prime and whatnot, and you handling your BI and you're taking care of yourself, you are accumulating more power. The further down the line you get, you're charging the fuck up until it's time for you to explode like a supernova. You know what I'm saying? This is nothing. I promise you, don't ever in your life, and that's one of the other remixes that they've given our culture, especially in this deaf culture. Motherfuckers want to die at 17 and 18 and expect that you think that that's lit. You feel me? I said it before, there is a cheat code where, yeah, you could tap out at a young age, like 20 in your early 20s, and you could do legendary shit and then tap out and just be an immortal. You know what I mean? Pop Smoke was able to do some shit like that. You know what I'm talking about? He was able to tap out when his quote unquote star wasn't even realized. His potentiality wasn't even potentialed. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, if you going out at 14 and 15, you're not gonna be a legend, nigga. Don't let nobody fool you, my nigga. There's but so much legendary shit that your ass gonna do at 14 and 15. You need to hang on. And if you really lit like that, how do we? That's what I'm saying. It's like 3 generations going back, right? Because of the proliferation of the jail culture, right? So 3 generations going back, motherfuckers is like, yo, as far as I could see, like black men between the ages of 40 going up to like 70 and whatnot, they don't really see shit that keeps them looking up, because to be honest with you, a lot of black men in those ages are just coming home. Motherfuckers is coming home from doing 20 and 25, 15 and 30. So they come back to the hood at 50 and whatnot, but they don't got nothing. They got jail mentality, you know what I mean? They got wisdom and shit, but they don't have nothing. So the youth is like, man, that old shit is played out. Them niggas don't look good. They look bad. You know what I mean? Motherfuckers is not taking care of the elders like how they take care of them in India or in Africa or in China and Asia and shit like that. The motherfucking elders is not running shit. Like they not bossed up. They not, you know what I mean? It's not like they on a Bumpy Johnson energy. They got elders, niggas in their 60s and whatnot, you know, trying to keep up with the 18-year-olds. They not playing a position. Niggas talking, these niggas out here reciting NBA Youngboy lyrics. They pulling up on shorties doing TikToks. You know what I mean? These great grandparents. You know what I'm talking about? So to see that the youth don't have that much respect, that's understandable. But the the elephant that's in the room that needs to be addressed is that in my generation, I witnessed something that the generation that came before me, right? They broke the mold in the heroin days, right? With the heroin shit, with Nicky Barnes, with the whole, and I'm seeing on Vlad that they have this, they talking to the mobsters and whatnot. So the mobsters are on Vlad TV, right? Even though there's a Vlad boycott, I still fuck with it because even Vlad, I'm gonna share something in a minute about your boy Vlad, the Mason, the Freemason and whatnot. But he's a necessary evil in a sense, right? Because he's showing, for those of us that are doing our homework and whatnot, who are the hidden hands behind destroying our communities. Now, when it comes to the destruction of the upward mobility of Black community, right? When it comes to the upward mobility, and when I talk about the upward mobility, what I'm speaking of in specifics is when you look at the old Marcus Garvey rallies, when you look at when Malcolm X was in Harlem talking to our people, right? When you look at not necessarily the civil rights type of era, before they killed King and whatnot, our people were clean and we had a glow on us and we had a certain look in our eyes. Even though we were behind enemy lines and whatnot, there was something about us that just stood out. We were very messianic. It looked like we were here with a purpose, right? Heroin destroyed all of that. We were clean. We had on Applejack hats. We had on suits and whatnot, 3 pieces. Niggas wasn't wearing motherfucking long t-shirts. Niggas wasn't wearing hoodies at 50 years old at these rallies and whatnot. They was clean, no drugs around us, right? So when I watched the Vlad TV series, I'm seeing that it was the Sicilians, right? By way of the Italian mafia. Now, people don't understand that there's a difference between the Italian mafia from North Italy and the Sicilians from South Italy, and who the Sicilians are historically and why they had such a nigga gripe and why they flooded the Black communities with heroin and why the heroins destroyed us. And then after the heroin destroyed us, the crack destroyed us. So when you're talking about generations, more so when the crack era came. So now you have the youth completely destroying their older generation. They're eating on their older generation because in order for the crack shit to work, you had to have some type of people to feed off of. And who did they feed off of? Niggas coming back from Vietnam and whatnot. Motherfuckers who didn't make it in the Black Power movement and whatnot. They got beat down by the government and COINTELPRO and whatnot. They got beat down in the Vietnam War. They got beat down in civil rights and whatnot. These people dealing with their PTSD, what did they turn to? They turned to the quote-unquote crack cocaine to deal with escapism. They started freebasing and whatnot, and then they jumped into the crack. What movies helped push this whole thing? Scarface, Superfly, and shit like that. We were being programmed through Hollywood, right? Who's run by who? Right? The Sicilians did not like their fathers, right? The Sicilians have a nigga gripe against their fathers, and they took an oath. Right, the La Ormoretta, right? They took an oath, this thing of ours, their oath, because they are quote unquote, you know how the Jesuits is a military arm of the church, or the Roman Catholic Church. Well, you have the mafia as also as the illegal arm of the quote unquote church. They put in that work for them and things of that nature. So the Sicilians was putting in that work and they were doing the biddings for the Roman Catholic. And if anybody is familiar with any of the quote unquote politics that take place in the Iberian Peninsula, to this day, it's still about eradicating the motherfucking Moors, all right? And eradicating their memories, eradicating everything about them. I just posted a video on my Instagram, KTL University, KTL_University on my Instagram. Matter of fact, let me see if I could share that shit. Because like I said, this is a slow computer. We're going to be doing a fun drive. We're going to do a fundraiser in a few minutes because we have aspirations to go and get a new computer with the M1 chip. What is the M1 chip? It is a chip that's going to move super duper fast, and I'll be able to get back to my editing and shit like that. We'll be able to do a lot more on this platform when we tap in with that. But let me go ahead. I'm gonna share this video, then I'm gonna upload it. And what this video talked about is the quote unquote the catacombs. The catacombs in France, right? The same France that Africans, African Americans, niggas, really, because you know a lot of the Africans is colonized by the French. It's them niggas with the French tongue and whatnot. Motherfuckers was putting all of their life on the line for the FIFA, right? But when you go and do the research on the French and how they used to have our people's heads on stakes and what they did to the Moors and whatnot, you would be like, fuck France forever. You would never rock with France. You would never utter that shit. You wouldn't even, you know, because I ain't been to France yet. You know what I'm talking about? I ain't been to France. And when I do go to France, it's going to be to do more studying about the hidden, our hidden treasures and whatnot, and the hidden history, because Spirit told me that our skulls, it's our people in the catacombs of France. It's our skulls in the catacomb of the Vatican. That's us. Okay. Who else would it be? They talking about it's the people from the plague and whatnot. No, houseway. No, it's not. That's a fucking lie. The people that they have in the catacombs of France are the Moors that they massacred, that they genocided all throughout the Iberian Peninsula, from Portugal all the way to the Franks in France, all the way into Germany and whatnot, all the way into Spain, okay, all the way into the Turkish with the Ottoman Empire. The real niggas in Paris is the motherfucking skulls underneath France, them catacombs. I'm gonna show you the video. It's gonna blow your mind away. And then they got the catacombs. How is a place holy and underneath the Vatican is nothing but skulls and bones and skeletons? We're not talking about inside of coffins, my nigga. We're talking about hallways full of skulls, right? I'm talking about miles and miles and miles of skulls, right? Skulls, like straight up skulls, like thousands of skulls that they tortured. Okay, so I've shown on the show the quote unquote tool of Inquisition, right? I showed y'all the tools of the Inquisition, right? And the tools of the Inquisition, right? It showed you that they were torturing our people, okay? And they had these tools of torture that I seen it. I was like, damn. House, wait, this shit is demonic. I'm talking about this was some demon time, demon shit, bro. I'm like, God damn, these motherfuckers, to just think of all of these contraptions and whatnot. So when we worry or wonder about, damn, how did all of the people in Brazil turn into these, you know, Roman Catholics? How did the Haitians turn into that? How did Jamaicans? How did all that? How was our people converted? Well, easy. Easy. This is how they were able to do it. They don't talk about when they pulled up on those ships and whatnot, they brought the tools of torture with them, along with what they call war dogs. They had these big ass fucking dogs and whatnot. It's the breed of the dog that they had, that the Europeans had when they went to terrorize our people and whatnot. I'm not a dog breeder, so I forgot the breed and whatnot. But these were the dogs that would eat niggas alive. I think the movie Cujo and some other movies highlighted the what these war dogs were about. And then later on down the line, you know, when they were hosing our people down and whatnot, they was pulling up with the Doberman Pinschers and the German Shepherds and shit like that. And that was still PTSD. And even during chattel slavery days and whatnot, with the bloodhounds, the hound dogs, how they would hunt us down and shit like that. You know, they always utilize their best friend, right? That you know, their relationship with them fucking dogs. You know what I'm talking about? And they would utilize them as their quote unquote, you know, it's their equalizer, like how they utilize weapons or guns. They call the gun the great equalizer. Because what the gun did is it leveled out the plane, it leveled out the battlefield for them. Prior to that, they didn't necessarily possess the prowessness to defeat our people wholeheartedly like that. They could not fuck with us from sword to sword. They wasn't like that on the sword, and they damn sure wasn't like that hand-to-hand combat. Yeah, they had people like El Cid and
So
some
slight
of their
trigger warning ahead on this one. Might be a little
let me stop bumping my gums. This is about the catacombs real quick.
shocking. So there have been several catacombs publicly made known that have hundreds, if not millions, of remains of humans. In particular, the one I'll show you today is the one in Paris. And I'll let you pause to read the story behind me. The silly official narrative of it, anyways. Basically, a bunch of plague victims overran cemeteries, and this is what they decided to do with them. Yes, that is what you think it is. And it goes on for miles and miles. It is truly quite shocking. And surprisingly enough, like most undergrounds, well, probably not surprising to those who follow this channel, is they essentially forgot about this for quite a while. And many miles are still left uncharted. Tell me, this is what they decided to do with the overrun cemeteries? There's somebody breaking through one of the sealed off entrances there. And just why even something like this would be built for it. Truly creepy place. I heard about this when I was just a little kid on the History Channel, commonly trying to describe this. And it even seemed silly back then.
Yeah, that's
and
all
creepy.
Moors under there.
This is
Let's
where
make
many
no mistake
victims
about it.
went after the last reset. Question everything, friends. Until next time.
Question everything, friends. Yeah, my niggas, that's the Moors. You know what I'm talking about? When people be like, what happened to all of the black people in Europe? If there was black people in Europe, then where are they now? They in the catacombs, nigga. You know what I'm talking about? The 100-year war. You know what I mean? Like all of these excursions that took place in Europe and whatnot that you niggas don't know. The Crusades, the 100 years war. You know what I mean? The French Revolution. You know, a lot of that shit had to deal with them getting you the fuck up out of here and whatnot, and cleaning our people up and whatnot. So they got catacombs in France, they got catacombs in the Vatican, they got catacombs in some other places and whatnot. So the way that they put them skulls together like that, nigga, that ain't from no goddamn plague victims. First and foremost, if somebody died of the plague, why you gonna be stacking their skulls up and whatnot like the shit is fucking architecture, right? Yeah, they got the catacombs in America. Who, if anybody has a direct location as to where those catacombs are, please let us know. Let us know so we could raise some motherfucking some awareness and whatnot, and you know, and tap into that shit. You know what I'm talking about? Because
so let me just get to that.
I said it too, right? There's a mass grave right there in Washington Square Park, the same place where they did the movie I Am Legend, where Will Smith's house, where the zombies were being created and whatnot, was right across the street from Washington Square Park. It come to find out that underneath Washington Square Park was a mass grave of 20,000 bodies and whatnot, just completely spread all across the park and whatnot. You feel me? Underneath where they have the federal jail and where they have the Manhattan Criminal Court, 101 Center Street. That was the African burial grounds. These niggas is not in boxes. Please be clear too. There's a mass grave at Times Square too. They're not in boxes either, right? So what is when somebody gets buried, even they show you all the way back in the westerns and whatnot, they will body niggas and put 2 quarters on their eyes, but they will put you in a box. All the way back into Kemet, nigga. They was putting us in motherfucking sarcophagus and gold and whatnot, right? Italian bull mastiff, right? Those are the dogs that I'm talking about. They call war dogs. Italian bull mastiff and cane corsos. When you watch the movie or the series, what's the series? Game of Thrones, right? In Game of Thrones, they showed you the cane corsos and whatnot. It was that little evil motherfucker who Jon Snow killed and whatnot, who killed his mother during the Red Wedding and whatnot. He was raising those dogs and whatnot. The same dude who tortured my dude, that white boy, what was his name? He turned him into a biatch. Remember him? Remember him? Yeah, Kane Corsos is making a comeback and whatnot. You feel me? Look, they got catacombs in Washington, D.C. Okay? They got catacombs in Washington, D.C. City Market in Indiana. They got catacombs. Central Park has mass graves under there, right? So if they body in Indiana, also Ohio and whatnot. So if they bodying you, if they bodying people and creating, and because in the catacomb is where they do the fucking rituals. Let me show you again, in case you like in the movies and whatnot, right? Where you think they doing the rituals at? Right? This where the rituals take place. When they doing the baby eating
yes, that
and
is
whatnot,
what you think it is.
right? Where they taking the
And it
kidnapped
goes on
children,
for
or where they
miles
taking people.
and
Where
miles.
do you think, if they're gonna do
It is
something
truly quite
underneath the
shocking.
city, where do you
And
think?
surprisingly enough, like most undergrounds, well, probably not surprising to those who follow this channel, is they essentially forgot about this.
You would not touch no skull, no bones of anybody that died of a plague. You dig? You wouldn't do that. So let's not even cap on that. Let's not cap on that. You know that these are not no plague bodies.
Quite a while.
Right?
And many
That's where they do the
miles
ritual. You see the cross, right? You see the cross.
are still
So
left
this is where
uncharted.
they do the
Why
ritual.
even
They don't bury
with the
the
overrun
bodies. They
cemeteries?
keep the skulls like they kept Hannibal Barker's skull, like they kept Sitting Bull's skull and whatnot inside of what is called a crypt. This is a crypt, right? This is called a crypt, right? Not the crypts from
There's
LA,
somebody
nigga, not you
breaking
niggas.
for it.
Not neighborhood, not that.
Truly creepy place.
These are crypts. This where they're doing their rituals and whatnot. But check this out.
To that.
Kyrie Irving does. He has an Illuminati tattoo on his hand.
Yeah. It's a trip because I'm a Mason. I'm a 33 degree.
I'm actually, well, I was sworn in as a Freemason, but I never actually did anything after.
Right. So I did it. People.
Did this nigga Vlad say that I'm a Mason? I was sworn in as one, but I never did anything? Let's go back.
So let me just get to that.
Kyrie Irving does. He has an Illuminati tattoo on his hand.
Yeah. It's a trip because I'm a Mason. I'm a 33 degree.
I'm actually, well, I was sworn in as a Freemason, but I never actually did anything after.
Right. So I did it. People.
I never did anything. No, nigga, Vlad TV is you doing, you're going to receive the highest reward from the Scottish Rites. You are going to receive the motherfucker, you're going to get a Swarovski apron, my nigga. Nigga, you're going to receive a Louis Vuitton motherfucking Masonic getup, Vladimir, okay, for the work that you've been doing on your channel, right? So this nigga John Sally.
So let me just get to that.
Kyrie Irving does. He has an Illuminati tattoo on his hand.
Yeah. It's a trip because I'm a Mason. I'm a 33 degree.
I'm actually.
So not only is John Sally a Mason, he's not even a Prince Hall. He said he's a Scottish Rite Mason. Go over to Vlad if you want to watch this video, because I'm not going to keep playing that shit. He's a 33rd Scottish Rite. And there's no offense. I don't know John Sally's record. I don't know his rap sheet and whatnot. I don't know to what degree he does fuck shit and whatnot, but I damn sure know who Vlad is. So this nigga said, you can't just be sworn in and not do nothing. Come on now. And we not talking about Black Masons right now. We not talking about Black Masons because, you know, we not talking about the niggas that do barbecues and shit like that and be trying to knock down the fucking Eastern Stars. We not talking about these niggas that look like Full Force. You know what I mean? With you know what I mean? Like, we not talking about the Masons that look like Hebrew Israelites with their beard shaved and whatnot. You know, all of the Mason niggas look like, you know how the Hebrew Israelites look like a football team? That's how some of you Mason niggas look with a clean shave. We're not talking about y'all. We're not talking about the party Masons. We're not talking about electric slide Masons. We're not talking about the Chicago two-stepping Masons. Not you niggas, not the shoe shiner Masons, right? Not you niggas, not the barbecue Masons, not the fish fry Masons. We're talking about the ones who are not the active niggas, the ones that is putting in that twerk, my niggas. You know what I'm talking about? We not talking, yeah, LL Cool J with the pants leg up Masons. We not talking about the Masons with the fucking barbecue uncle sandals and whatnot. We're not talking about y'all. We're not talking about the Masons that ride in the fucking motorcycles with the 2 big boxes on the side that you hear them niggas coming from 3 blocks away and they got the Mason decals on the back of their fucking scooter motorcycles. Not you niggas, okay? Not you. Y'all taking up a lot of room. Go that away. Go that away to Piscataway, nigga. Not you. We talking about operative fucking masonry, okay? Not the Masons where they made you niggas carpenters. Not you Jamaican niggas that lay down carpets and shit, and now you Masons. Not y'all that drink fucking Ray and Nephew. Not you niggas. Not y'all. Not the pork belly. You know, we gonna barbecue a whole pig Mason. Not you niggas at the fucking at the tailgate party Masons. Not y'all. Not Mason Bet the Ether. We talking about Vladimir Masons. We talking about them niggas. Stop playing. Yeah, the frat Masons, right? The boule, okay? Because it starts in the frats. The boule. You do that part. Your grandfather and them. That yeah, Elks Club, Ralph Crampton. You know what I'm saying? The fucking Elks Club. That Mason, you know what I mean? Pinky ring Masons. The pinky ring Masons. You niggas doing some shit. You know what I'm saying? Like it was brought to, I think the video that Panic just did when he was talking about the war between blacks and niggas, right? What we see taking place in Atlanta, Georgia, where I live currently, right? Not forever, because I'll get on that when we do the year in review. I don't want to get in my bag right now, but when we do the year in review lecture, I'll give you my thoughts on Atlanta. But this city, and not because I said it, right? Because to be honest with you, I've noticed it, but I've been many places, so I didn't notice it like that. But then the report came out and it said that Atlanta has the most disparity between the quote unquote classes than Venezuela, right? Than Venezuela, than any third world countries. This has the most disparities between the haves and the have-nots, meaning that you could be riding down a quote unquote block in the bluff and what motherfuckers are this abject poverty, bust 2 rights and whatnot, and you're in some type of fucking community that looks like, you know what I mean, some Atlanta housewives looking shit. You understand? So with that being said, though, the underbelly of Atlanta it rose up during the BMF era, right? Prior to that, with the Ludacris and the So Def and whatnot, and Babyface and all of them, that's like borderline boule type shit. Like it wasn't, you know, these are people who had 2-parent homes, you know what I mean? Middle class homes, middle class parents, the information or the messages that they were expounding upon, it wasn't that bad. It was still somewhat partying. We gonna shake our ass, do the butt and whatnot. Freak Nick. You know what I mean? We getting freaky. There's a few strip clubs over here. We gonna go get some fucking wings and whatnot and go look at some ass shaking and shit like that. Post BMF, when it brought in all of the undesirables and whatnot. Post BMF, post Gucci Man era, post BMF Jeezy era, post T.I. trap music era and whatnot. Things begin to change. And then when you get into the Young Thug era, when they bring in the Bloods and shit like that, and this is abject poverty getting put on. Right? Young Thug and these niggas. This is abject poverty getting put on and whatnot. This is not Atlanta housewife, Atlanta. This is not Atlanta housewives. This is not Nene and them niggas. You know what I'm talking about? This is not the Atlanta that they were selling you on TV and whatnot. This is not Atlanta that they were selling you on TV. This is a different Atlanta. So this Atlanta now is in conflict with Boule Atlanta. It's in conflict with Maynard Jackson Atlanta. It's in conflict with quote unquote the Atlanta, the sellout Atlanta, the Democratic Atlanta. They trying to put them all in one pot. You know, Stacey Abrams was on stage with Lotto. She was on stage twerking and shit. She was on stage. She was with Jeezy. I'm the illest nigga in it. Y'all already know. She was in there like this. You know, I got Trapper in the year 4 times in a row. You know what I mean? Like they try to marry them things together, but that shit don't go together. There's one part of Atlanta that them niggas hate them niggas. You understand? Rico Atlanta. So the have-nots, they want to be in a position of having, but they hate the Silver Spoon Atlanta. They hate the you know what I mean? And then the Silver Spoon Atlanta, the Boule Atlanta, they hate these fucking underlings and whatnot because they don't want to share the same space with them. They don't want to be in the same party with these niggas. You understand? They don't want to be in the same quote unquote after hour spots with these niggas. They don't want to be in the same sex clubs with these niggas. You understand? They don't want to be, but these niggas have now infiltrated. And now everybody is in this whole shit is a fucking projects. So that's where you see the Ricos coming in. That's where you see them cleaning up all of this new money and whatnot. Rico and niggas changing it up, sending niggas, flipping the gunners of the world, you know, turning niggas into snitches and whatnot, breaking certain people away from other certain people, you know, taking away the luster and the allure of what Atlanta represented as a quote unquote. This was like the capital for piracy, you know, for piracy. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers was coming out here from all corners of the world to participate in criminality. You know what I'm talking about? In criminality. So now you have the good brothers Sauce Walker and them getting jammed up. You know, shout out to Sauce Walker. I met Sauce Walker before. He's not a bad person, you know what I mean? But I understand what's going on and whatnot. So there's a lot going up. I'll talk about that in another way, in another day. I mean, we're gonna cover that during the quote unquote review. I was gonna post a link for the year in review, but I'll do that. I have a special show, I believe, coming on Wednesday. And then Third Eye Thursdays will also have the link available, and we're gonna push it to the end of the year, you know, whatever. I'm gonna make it very affordable. I'm not gonna make it to where it's no super duper crazy price because I want y'all all there, because I'm not just wrapping up this year. I'm bringing on a good brother of mine, and we're gonna do predictions going into 2023. This brother's a master when it comes to cardology and whatnot, and he was able to chart most of my 2022 for me and help me to not step into certain traps that were being set up and whatnot, and you know, help to maintain my peace. But we are at 641 in the building. This is what I want to do. For anybody that's just brand new stepping in here, this is something that we're gonna do. It's 140 of us. I have a computer that I've been working with for a few months right now. As you can see, well, you probably can't see it and whatnot. This computer is slow as molasses. I made I told the family I want a new computer. They said, fuck it, we're gonna help you get it. I said, you know what? Instead of y'all just helping me to get it, because I don't feel good about people doing things for me and I'm not doing it for myself as well. I said, I'm gonna match $1,000. So this ain't no Amazon money. Let's be clear. And I'm not here showing off no money. I hope none of you niggas kick my door down and whatnot. But this is $1,000, right? Look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? That'll be 100. And as you can see, these are all 20s, which come up to about 1,000 and change or whatever. You know, it might be 1,000 and change. But this is the money for the computer, right? The computer's $2,500. So I got $1,000 towards it, right? So all we want y'all to do is to hit that Cash App that you see right there called Phil Moreland, money sign Cash App, Phil Moreland. Or if you niggas do Zelle, talk black to me, we'll get you the Zelle as well. And we're gonna run it up, and we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna pop out with the M1 Mac. And with the M1 Mac is going to change everything that we're doing on these platforms in terms of doing more editing and stepping up the quality of what it is that we have to offer media wise going into 2023, because one of the things that I'm walking away from 2021 Overstanding, understanding, and understanding is that we got our ass kicked in 2022 because we did not have effective black media. We allowed other people to control the narrative, especially when it came to that whole Kanye type of shit and all of the madness that was going on with that, especially with the Kyrie shit, and especially dealing with the truth about who the Hebrew Israelites were, who we are historically. All of these narratives were hijacked, right, by mainstream media. Okay, so it's time for us to control our media, and we cannot control our media through Melanin Monday and Third Eye Thursdays. We're gonna have to step it up. We're gonna have to really get into some media type shit. We're gonna have to start bringing the cameras back outside. We're gonna have to get into a motherfucking studio, a real studio where me and Blue are interviewing people, putting suits on, my nigga. We're gonna need people to help us, like executive producers and whatnot. It's time to bring this shit to the highest level. Shout out to my good brother 19 Keys. I saw the interview that they did on the quote unquote, they brought Nori back to life. He was with EYL. Shout out to EYL, to Rashid and Troy and whatnot. The brothers was on the Drink Champs. And I said on my Instagram that was the best interview impact wise that we had this year, because they restored the Drink Champs back to where they were, quote unquote, to the glory that they lost with the Ye interview. Okay, they restored them back to the glory that they lost with the Ye interview. Keep in mind, the goal is not to necessarily, a lot of us, we spoiled. Okay, we got this information probably 10 years ago. Some of the stuff that's being talked about, we've talked about it on this show, and we've heard this information through some of our master teachers a long time ago. But it's not for us. Drink Champs, that's not what we don't converge on. Drink Champs. That's not where we bees at. You know what I'm talking about? That's for your mans in them. That's for your homies in them. That's people that you grew up with. That's for your loved ones and whatnot. That's for the knuckle draggers. You know what I'm talking about? That's the people who got the information. Those are the ones that are sitting in front of big facts. Those are the ones that are watching the Breakfast Club. Those are the ones that are watching these things. And it's about being able to have these conversations, right? Thank you, everybody, to send in the bread and whatnot. I will do a roll call with all of y'all names and whatnot on Thursday, right? Because the money is still coming in and whatnot. We up to 200 and change. You know, we could definitely, yeah, it's moving. So yes, they did an awesome job. I spoke to Keys right after that. I said, good brother, you know, you doing for us, you know, as a community, you kicking the door down. And that's all we need, is for you to kick the door down. Yes, Nori kept interrupting him. Nori, though, represented the 85er, right? And I said that to him as well. Nori represents the 85er, because when I'm dropping information, niggas be interrupting me too. What they did and how they prevailed, and why I said it was one of the best interviews of the year, is because by them speaking to Nori, it was as if they were speaking to a 5-year-old or a 5th grader, my bad. So Nori is the muse that you could speak to, and by speaking to him and having him acquiesce and explaining it to him in layman's terms, you are vicariously doing that for 1 million of our people. You see how that works? So Nori turns into a necessary evil, but he also turns into something that you could bounce your ball off of, right? He's still essential. You understand? He's still essential in a sense that it's like, all right, I'm gonna break it down for you, but if I'm breaking it down for you, I know that I'm breaking it down for everybody else and what, because he is conduit, right? He's the conduit. Keep that money coming in, y'all. As I bill, let that bread come in. We're going to get this motherfucking Macintosh. Don't get intimidated by this $1,000, my niggas. You know what I'm saying? This is small change. This is small change. It's called group economics. We are worth $100 fucking million. Don't let this little measly ass $1,000 intimidate you, niggas. You know what I'm talking about? This is called group economics. This is how it works. This is how it works. We got people watching us too. You know what I'm talking about? We got people watching us. It's people paying attention because they don't take our community serious. You understand? They talk about us crazy behind closed doors and whatnot. So we still have to prove them wrong. We still got to prove a lot of people wrong and whatnot. And we on the road to doing that. So we have more opportunities as a collective to continue to do what it is that we do. We don't got to explain ourselves to nobody. Like I said before, and I'll say it again, the knuckle draggers or the 85ers or your family members or motherfuckers who be stunting and acting like they don't need this, they are going to come to you quicker than you come to them. You understand? They're going to come to you quicker than you come to them. Okay? They're going to turn to you for more information, for more help, for more quote unquote, whatchamacallit. Yo, I wanted to know about this. Yo, I was wondering about that. Yo, I was watching that video and there was this nigga with a bandana on and he said some of the same shit that you were saying, right? Then boom, there's your opportunity, right, for a teaching moment. There's your opportunity to hop right in there and be like, oh, thank you for asking. Do. That's how that shit works. You feel me? That's how it works. So consciousness is alive. Higher level consciousness is alive. Everybody that's listening to me, level up your consciousness. I don't care what it is that you do going into this new fiscal year. Get into a topic that you're not comfortable with it. You know what I'm talking about? Get into a topic that you're not comfortable and whatnot. You know what I'm talking about? PayPal and Zelle. I got Zelle. Hold on. What's the Zelle? Zelle is the phone number. I'm gonna put that right there. Niggas, please don't call me with the prank calls. And ladies, no twerk videos. You know what I'm talking about? No twerk video. We ain't doing that going into 2023. That part. You know what I mean? Zelle is my email. Okay, I was about to give my number up. Thank you. Zelle is my email. Let me put that right there. But consciousness is alive. Our good brother represents consciousness. Let's not be fucking, you know what I mean? He's not, you know, he represents consciousness. You know what I mean? All of the brothers that we have out here on the front lines, they're speaking for us. They represent consciousness. So they got us looking good going into the New Year's. Okay, no more giving your number out in 23. That part, you know what I'm saying? That part. So they got us looking good moving into the new fiscal year, right? We have skin in the game. You know what I'm talking about? And our motherfucking stocks is up. When Dr. Umar got on the Breakfast Club, he was representing for higher level consciousness. When we have our good brother Keys in them on a historic run and whatnot, he's representing the consciousness. Somebody got to do it. There's room for everybody to the fuck they got to do, bro. You know what I'm talking about? And it's the millions of us that are out there. It's our job now to keep kicking down. Now them doors get kicked down. Now we got to run in those doors and spray the room and whatnot. Fuck moving to a room full of vultures. I'm trying to run in the room and spray the vultures. How about that? How about that? Right? So with that being said, I'm just going to leave it at that. You know what I mean? I do have an appointment that I have to, you know, that I have to cover. You know what I'm saying? I do, like I said, I do have an appointment. I would love to be here all night with y'all kicking and whatnot. I do know that y'all are going to take care of this fundraiser that we have, and we're going to reach our goal, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to grab that new computer and whatnot, and we're going to stun on these niggas, and we're going to level up. We're going to do the damn thing moving into 2023, moving into 2024, because, you know, the stakes are high. Shout out to RZA. Shout out to, like I said, the whole paradigm shifters, all of my brothers and whatnot that are out there still doing their things, still keeping the motherfucking flames lit, still relevant, putting the motherfucking points in the board. Shout out to Black Magic 363. Shout out to Al Kibalon 44. Shout out to KT Arch Degree, AA Rashid, motherfucking Blue Pillar. Yeah, I'm talking about. Yeah, that part. Yeah, everybody doing what needs to be done. And for you niggas that fell off, stop for law.
Stop alarm for you niggas that fell off. Man, stop alarm. Stop alarm for you niggas that fell off and ate the steak like Cypher in the Matrix. Suck your mama. Stop the bomb. Stop the bomb. Man, fuck around and find out that part.
Yeah, so you know, we out of here. You know what I'm saying? We out of here. Yeah, keep them cash apps coming though. Respectfully. You know what I'm talking about? Respectfully, keep that shit coming. And let's get this motherfucking goal reached. And yeah, we'll be back, like I said, either on Wednesday or on Thursday, but we will be back and we will be in the building. And we appreciate y'all. We got a lot of shit coming in 2023. We just not gonna talk about it right now. But yeah, man, we do have the motherfucking yeah, we got the world in our hands. All right, we do. You know what I'm saying? We notice I said we and not me. You know what I mean? Because wherever we go, wherever we go, we go. You know what I mean? We ain't doing this by ourselves. So that part. All right. Let me end it with my good brother. Go and check out this good brother right here, brother Jeff Stone. He's on all streaming services.
I ain't your motherfucking stepchild. It's time to chop off the foot that's on my neck now and climb up to their head. Decapitate the brain of the system, and that system dead. I ain't checking who on code, cause if you feel like I feel, the nigga, it's a goal. Everybody wanna be black, so it's time to be black. Not black like the color, but how we fight back. Not black like the skin, but how we uprise.
That part. Yeah. So the solstice is coming up. We're doing the God Body Challenge. If y'all want to go ahead and do this fast, tap into Alkebalon on the Grammington. And yeah, let's tap in. All right. Let's keep them cash apps coming though, man. You know what I'm talking about? Love and light to the family. Peace. And we will see you soon. All right. Love.